Hello there, you're watching Rajya Sabha TV. My name is Aishwarya Kapoor. You're watching News at 6, where we bring to you the stories that made news in India and across the world in the next half an hour, starting with the headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and visiting President Emomali Rahmon hold delegation-level talks in New Delhi. India and Tajikistan signed 4 agreements in areas including double taxation, money laundering and terrorism. Finance Minister Arun Jaitley calls demonetization the biggest step against black money and wrongful economic practices in the last 7 decades. Says remonetization will not take too long. Delhi court sends ex-IAF Chief SP Tyagi and 2 others to judicial custody till 30th of December in Augusta Westland chopper case. Next hearing to take place on 21st of December when bail petitions come up. And Syrian government and rebels reach a new deal to allow evacuation of besieged enclaves. Thousands of civilians and rebels start leaving Aleppo. A top story this evening, while India and Tajikistan today decided to come together to fight terrorism and increase the security and defense partnership. While the country landlocked between China and Afghanistan also invited Indian entrepreneurs to invest and engage in development activities of the erstwhile Soviet Union country. While Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Tajikistan President Emomali Rahmon also held bilateral talks in a strategic signal to China after India established close ties with the 2 other Chinese neighbors, Vietnam and Mongolia.
Counter-terrorism and security were the major items on the agenda for Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Tajikistan President Emomali Rahmon. With an eye on Pakistan and China, the 2 leaders called for an end to sponsorship of safe havens to terrorists. Both reaffirmed their resolve to strengthen bilateral counter-terrorism cooperation and work for early adoption of the Comprehensive Convention on International Terrorism by the UN General Assembly.
We assess the broad progress achieved under different pillars of our bilateral engagement, including our partnership in defense and security. India and Tajikistan live in an extended neighborhood that continues to face multiple security challenges and threats. The threat from terrorism endangers not just our 2 countries. It casts a long shadow of violence and instability over the entire region.
We have likewise discussed our bilateral defense and security cooperation. We decided to further strengthen and expand our collaboration in this area. In this context, it has been explicitly noted that terrorism and extremism seriously undermine efforts aimed at maintaining peace, stability, and overall development of nations worldwide.
To strengthen trade ties, Rahmon invited Indian investment in 4 free economic zones in his country, especially in small and medium hydel projects based on India's previous record on the Warzop 1 hydel power plant in Tajikistan. To fine-tune ties in the long run, both countries signed 4 major agreements, including one on avoidance of double taxation, financial intelligence, cooperation between Prasar Bharati and Tajik Radio, and TV, as well as India-Tajikistan bilateral investment.
President and I agreed on the need to increase the scope and scale of our economic engagement, especially trade and investment traffic. In this context, hydropower, information technology, pharmaceuticals, and healthcare would be areas of priority action.
A package of documents we have concluded today is yet another important step forward towards unlocking the first opportunity of bilateral collaboration in different areas, including in trade, economy and human dimension, Tajikistan is determined to upgrade its ties with India into a qualitatively new level with a special emphasis on trade and investment so more people can reap fruit of our collaboration. We welcome Indian investors doing business in Tajikistan. We expressed our preparedness to support Indian investment in the country, particularly in the free economic zones.
The two leaders decided to collaborate for capacity building in Tajikistan and space technology for human development. They reiterated their interest in cooperating in the farming sector for self-sufficiency in food. Pharmaceuticals, healthcare and education are also some of the areas wherein Tajikistan has sought India's support. Earlier, President Rahman was given a ceremonial reception when he met President Pranab Mukherjee and Vice President Mohammad Hamid Ansari. Akhilesh Suman's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
On to some other news on demonetization. Arun Jaitley today sought to assuage the concerns of a currency crunch in the economy by saying that the process of remonetization will not take a very long time. Well, the finance minister also spoke of the country's stamina to sustain a decision like demonetization, which he said has clear long-term gains, even at the cost of short-term inconveniences. However, the opposition hit back, saying that the notes ban was a fight against the Indian economy and not black money. Finance Minister Arun Jaitley on Saturday defended the government's demonetization initiative. Speaking at the Federation of Indian Chambers of Commerce and Industries 89th Annual General Meeting, Jaitley said the note ban will have long-term benefits. Insisting that remonetization will not take very long, he however indicated that not all of the 15.44 lakh crore rupees worth of the junked currency will be remonetized.
Efforts of this whole exercise has to be that even though a reduced cash currency would remain, an conscious effort will have to be made in order to supplement the rest with the digital currency.
Calling demonetization a courageous step, Jaitley said that the government could do it as India today had the capacity to undertake bold experiments since it was no longer a fragile economy.
India today has the capacity to take these decisions and a capacity to enforce these decisions, to experiment boldly, even when at the time when the world is looking more inwards. I think marks an exception as far as India is concerned.
Jaitley also spoke of GST, sending a message to states to quickly resolve contentious issues around the bill, reminding them that the current system of taxation will end on 16th of September next year.
The entire amendment was notified on the 16th of September 2016, and it permits the old taxation regime to continue for a period of 1 year. So on the 16th of September 2017, as far as the current mode of taxation is concerned, the curtains will be down.
The opposition once again targeted the government over note ban, saying the move had left millions facing severe cash crunch.
लाखों की तादाद में, करोड़ों की तादाद में लोग जो है परेशान हैं, नौकरियां चली गई, जो नए पैसे आप जो छपा रहे हो, जब तक पूरे तादाद में वो नया पैसा नहीं आता, लोगों की परेशानी को दूर करने के लिए कुछ व्यवस्था करो अब.
What is the black money? What is the total currency? How much can be replaced? What is our printing capacity? How many days it will take? Nothing was taken into account. The net result that sufferings and hardship to the people.
The centre's decision to demonetize old 500 and 1,000 rupee notes on 8th of November led to the withdrawal of 86% or about 15.44 lakh crore of the country's currency in circulation. The decision was taken to flush out black money and end terrorist funding from counterfeit currency. Although the RBI has introduced new 500 and 2,000 rupee currency notes, cash shortage problems are yet to ease. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV. And political parties depositing old 500 and 1,000 rupee notes in their accounts will be exempt from income tax. Well, the condition is that the donations taken are below 20,000 rupees per individuals and should be properly documented. However, opposition parties have jointly questioned the move, and to support the allegations, the Election Commission has said that the black money plays a pivotal role in elections.
A day after the Finance Ministry announced that the abolished 500 and 1,000 rupee notes can be deposited in the bank accounts of political parties till December 30th without having to pay any tax, political parties and the common man alike have both criticized the decision.
अभी डिबेट ये चल रही है, ये आम आदमी वर्सेस नेता हो गया है ये, ठीक है, क्योंकि हम लोग तो लाइन में लगे हैं, हमारी अकाउंटेबिलिटी हम लोग छुपा नहीं सकते।
ये विषय है बड़ा निंदनीय, इनको बिल्कुल सिमिलर करना चाहिए जैसे आम जनता इनको भेजती है वहाँ पर संसद में, तो आई थिंक कि संसद और पब्लिक सेम है और ये सिमिलर ही रहना चाहिए.
While questioning the liberty given to political parties, Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal on Saturday said a commission should be formed to probe the source of funding of all parties. He also linked the centre's tax exemption decision to the meeting between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi on Friday.
इंडिपेंडेंट कमीशन बनाया जाए जो सारी पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज़ के पिछले 5 साल के इनका जितने भी बही खाते हैं सबकी जांच करे, जितने उनके सोर्सेज ऑफ फंड्स हैं उनकी सबकी जांच करे. और ये 20,000 रुपए की जो लिमिट लगाई हुई है इन्होंने कि 20,000 से कम जो चंदा देगा उसको उसके सोर्स बताने की ज़रूरत नहीं है, इसको ख़त्म किया जाए.
Congress, TMC and Swaraj Abhiyan have jointly questioned the move, alleging that the timing of the announcement indicates an ulterior motive. The move purportedly scraps black money laws present in the country.
8 तारीख से पहले बीजेपी ने कई राज्यों के अंदर बहुत जमीन खरीदी है और कई इनकी स्टेट यूनिट्स ने करोड़ों रुपया बैंक्स में जमा कराया है. वो जानकारी भी एक वाइट पेपर के माध्यम से आनी चाहिए. किस राजनीतिक दल ने कितना पैसा 8 तारीख से पहले जमा कराया कैश का.
सारे काले धन के खिलाफ जितनी संस्थाएं बनी हैं, कानून बने हैं, सबको ध्वस्त करते जा रहे हैं. आपने लोकपाल 3 साल हो गए कानून बने हुए, 3 साल में आपने लोकपाल बनने नहीं दिया.
Officials later clarified that parties can be called upon to explain volunteer donations and must be able to provide details of the contributors, no matter how small the contribution is. The law, however, exempts political parties from taxes on income generated from various sources, including donations. With inputs from Anu Diwan, Bureau Report for Rajya Sabha TV.
Meanwhile, Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi today continues his tirade against the Modi government on the issue of demonetization. While speaking at a rally in Belgaum, Karnataka, the Congress leader slammed the Prime Minister for mocking farmers in the Parliament House. He alleged that Prime Minister Modi made fun of farmers in the Parliament House by saying that they dig holes. Then he also made fun of Manrega, which is like a lifeline for farmers. Rahul Gandhi claimed that cash ban will only benefit 50 families who are Modi's friends.
2.5 साल से नरेंद्र मोदी जी की सरकार गरीबों पे आक्रमण कर रही है. किसानों ने इनसे 3 चीजें मांगी थी: कर्जा माफ, बिजली बिल हाफ और सही दाम अनाज के लिए, सब्जी के लिए. नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने उनकी बात नहीं सुनी. लंबे लंबे भाषण किए और फिर लोकसभा में किसानों से उनकी जमीन छीनने की कोशिश की. हम जमीन अधिग्रहण बिल लाए थे, आपकी जमीन को रक्षा करने के लिए बिल लाए और 3 बार, 1 बार नहीं 3 बार नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने उसको खत्म करने की कोशिश की.
Madhu News now, where 3 soldiers were killed after militants opened fire on an army convoy in Pampore in Pulwama district on Srinagar-Jammu National Highway today. Well, a search operation is underway at the moment. Security forces have cordoned off the adjoining residential areas and also launched a search operation to track down the militants. Now, preliminary reports suggest that the militants were on a bike when they opened indiscriminate firing on the convoy in the afternoon today. Now, this year, the Srinagar-Jammu highway remained on high alert because it was on the militant target list as it witnessed 5 major militants attack, including Fidaiin attacks on the Entrepreneur Development Institute building twice in Pampore area alone. Let's get you some more national news. Let's go nationwide. Delhi court on Saturday remanded former Air Chief Marshal S.P. Tyagi and 2 others accused to judicial custody till the 30th of December in the Augusta Westland VVIP helicopter bribery case. The 2 other accused are S.P. Tyagi's cousin Sanjeev Tyagi and lawyer Gautam Khaitan. The accused persons have also moved applications for bail, which is likely to be heard on 21st of December. Cold wave tightened its grip on Kashmir Valley on Saturday as the temperatures plummeted, freezing water bodies in Rajouri district. The weather department has forecast mainly dry weather in the state over the week ahead, which could lead to further drop in the night temperature. Meanwhile, national capital witnessed a moderate fog cover leading to delay in 52 rail services and also rescheduling 12 others. Flight operations at the Indira Gandhi International Airport, though, were normal. 3 wild elephants, including a calf, were killed after they were hit by a speeding train at Nagaon district in Assam on Saturday. Now, the total number of elephant deaths on railway tracks rose to 8 this month. The incidents prompted the State Forest Department to hold emergency meetings with the Northeast Frontier Railway officials. The decision has been made to limit the speed of trains to 15 kilometers per hour at elephant corridors. Punjab Congress Chief Amarinder Singh urged the Election Commission to take immediate preventive steps, alleging that the sad BJP government was trying to push poll stops through ordinances. He also said that there were reports that the PS Badal government would try to pass at least 8 bills, including the one related to the regularization of 27,000 contractual employees who have been agitating against the government for some time. Parkash Singh Badal has convened a special session of the State Assembly from 19th of December. Very short break here. We'll be back with more news. Stay with us.
CERN is basically a technical hub, I would say, where a lot of innovation happens. There are 3 associate members now. One is Turkey, Pakistan, India. Being associate member, it opens a bigger window for India to contribute as well as take the knowledge.
Watch Eureka with Dr. Praful Kumar Behra, Associate Professor, IIT Madras on Rajya Sabha television.
The sacred relics of Buddha were unearthed in Piprava in Uttar Pradesh. Buddhist monks from all over the world visit the National Museum to pay their respects. These charred bone fragments of Buddha are housed in the gold canopy gifted by the royal family of Thailand.
Welcome back after the break. Now, Pakistan has firmly said that it will not accept any changes or modifications in the Indus Water Treaty. Now, this comes days after India said that it is ready to engage in further consultations to end differences with Pakistan while implementing the Indus Waters Treaty. Now, Islamabad has argued that India was buying time to complete its 2 disputed water projects. Well, the current dispute revolves around the Kishanganga and Ratle hydroelectric plants. Now, India is building the plants on the Kishanganga and Chenab rivers, which Pakistan says violate the Indus Water Treaty signed in 1960. Now, the World Bank, remember, recently paused arbitration between the 2 nations and asked for alternative ways to solve the problem. Our top international story. Well, Russia claims that its operations to liberate Aleppo is now complete. Well, the US lays all the blame for Aleppo's problems on Russia and Bashar al-Assad's doorsteps. But as charges are traded, the innocent civilians of Aleppo continue to fight for survival each day. After suspension of evacuation on Friday, a new deal to remove civilians from eastern Aleppo was enforced on Saturday. Here's a report.
The Syrian government and rebels occupying some pockets of eastern Aleppo have reached a new deal to allow the evacuation of the besieged enclaves. This is expected to enable thousands of civilians and rebels to leave the city after rapid government advances in recent weeks. The agreement also includes thousands of people in 2 other rebel-held towns and 2 towns loyal to the government. At least 6,000 people have left Aleppo, but evacuations were stopped on Friday after the evacuation convoys were fired upon. Both sides claim the other one did that.
دخلت أولى السيارات لنقل أهلنا المحاصرين إلى الأحياء المحررة الغربية. كما ترون ازدحام شديد في الأحياء المحاصرة. الأهالي المنكوبين الذين كانوا يعيشون تحت الدمار وتحت القصف وتحت البراميل. بإذن الله إن شاء الله لسه الحرب ما انتهى، بإذن الله راجعين. دم الشهداء ما بروح حدور، الأطفال الجرحى بإذن الله ما بروح حدور، بإذن الله باقيين.
The UN Security Council is expected to vote over the weekend on a French-drafted proposal to ensure the operation is coordinated by international observers with humanitarian aid allowed into Aleppo and hospitals given protection. The international community, however, is busy placing the blame at each other's doorstep.
The world, as we speak, is united in horror at the savage assault by the Syrian regime and its Russian and Iranian allies on the city of Aleppo. We have seen a deliberate strategy of surrounding, besieging, and starving innocent civilians. We've seen relentless targeting of humanitarian workers and medical personnel, entire neighborhoods reduced to rubble and dust. There are continuing reports of civilians being executed, and these are all horrific violations of international law. Responsibility for this brutality lies in one place alone, with the Assad regime and its allies, Russia and Iran, and this blood and these atrocities are on their hands.
Российским центром примирения враждующих сторон в короткие сроки была организована и менее чем за сутки проведена операция по выводу из восточных районов города Алеппо вооруженных формирований и членов их семей. Операция по выводу завершена. Операция по освобождению Алеппо от террористов завершилась. Правительственные войска ликвидируют отдельные группы радикалов, отказавшихся выйти из города.
Some of the evacuated families were brought to the Zaharet al-Khalij camp in Idlib province on Friday. The Syrian Observatory for Human Rights says 8,000 people, including some 3,000 fighters and more than 300 wounded, had left Aleppo. Turkey plans to set up a camp inside Syria to host people evacuated from the city of Aleppo, but will continue to take the sick and wounded to Turkish hospitals. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
On to news from West Asia, where at least 13 soldiers were killed and 48 others injured on Saturday in a car bombing close to a public bus in the central Turkish city of Kayseri. The Turkish army said that the casualties included off-duty soldiers who were traveling in the bus. The blast occurred outside a university in Kayseri. An army spokesperson said that several civilians may also have been injured in the blast. However, there was no immediate claim of responsibility. The explosion comes a week after 44 people were killed in an attack in Istanbul claimed by the Kurdish militants there. On to some sports news. Well, in the Chennai test, India started their first innings on a positive note, ending day 2 at 60 for no loss after bowling out England for 477 in their first innings. Well, Parthiv Patel, who was sent to open after Murli Vijay injured his left shoulder while fielding, scored 28 runs, while KL Rahul was not out on 30 as the hosts trailed by 417 runs. Earlier, India struck early in the day to halt England's march. The hosts picked up 3 wickets in the first session, including that of centurion Moeen Ali. However, debutant Liam Dawson and Adil Rashid scored half centuries to frustrate India with a 108-run 8th wicket partnership. Ravindra Jadeja picked up 3 wickets, while pacers Umesh Yadav and Ishant Sharma picked up 2 wickets apiece. More sporting highlights in Sports Beat. Rio Olympic silver medalist PV Sindhu will play her semi-final match of Dubai World Super Series finals today. The world number 10 will take on Ji Hyung Sung of South Korea for a place in the final. Both players have met 9 times in the past, with Sindhu leading the head-to-head record 6-3. Sindhu had stormed into the last 4 on Friday after beating world number 1 Carolina Marin. Indian chess ace Vishwanathan Anand played out another draw in the London Chess Classic. The 5-time world champion drew with the Levlon Aronian of Armenia in the round 7 and now has 3.5 points with 2 games still remaining. Wesley So of the United States leads the tournament with 4.5 points. World Football Governing Body FIFA on Saturday gave an assessment of its video review system as extremely positive. FIFA President Gianni Infantino has backed the referral system, saying that he hopes to see video references being used at the 2018 World Cup in Russia. The video review system is struggling to win supporters as the technology sparked controversy during the ongoing Club World Cup semi-final matches. That's all in this edition of News at 6. Thanks for watching.